Hello everyone, Ember here, and welcome back to a new video. In this one, I'd like to take a look at a Mega Camerupt deck that has apparently gone and won a tournament over in Japan. So I watched Pokemon TCG Radio's latest video where he talked about this Camerupt deck that did really well, and I was like, okay, that's kind of surprising to be honest. I'm a huge fan of Mega Camerupt. I was excited when I saw this, but at the same time, it is kind of surprising because Mega Camerupt's not the best Mega in the format. Let's be real here. But it's still a very fun card. So I was like, you know what? Let's take a look at it and see how good it is on the ladder. So yeah, 340 HP, so a ton of bulk for a Mega, which you want from a Mega Pokemon because of course it is giving up 3 prize cards. So it is nice that we do match Lucario in that sense, that we are a stage 1 Mega with a ton of HP. But yeah, a retreat cost of 4 is abysmal. Just be careful when you're, benching and evolving Mega Camerupts. Just don't leave yourself open to a boss stall play or anything like that. So, just be careful, basically. But it shouldn't matter too much because Roasting Heat is your main attack anyway, and it only takes 1 energy, so it's very efficient. But yeah, just be careful about the retreat cost. It can be a bit problematic. But yeah, the 2 main attacks here are Roasting Heat, which for a single fire energy does 80 damage, which just by itself is quite nice. Turn 2, you can just knock out an evolving Pokemon, which is cool. But yeah, if your opponent's active Pokemon is burned, this attack does 160 more damage, which is plenty of damage, and then you also get to stack an additional 20 on top of that. So 240, and then the additional 20, takes up to 260. So plenty of damage. It's painfully short of much bigger Pokemon like Zoroark EX, of course. But if you want to go all the way up to 280, you may as well just use Volcanic Meteor, which for a fire and an Ignition Energy, which is how we're paying for that 3 colors, yeah, that lets you do 280, and then you have to discard through 2 energy from this Pokemon. I keep wanting to say 3 energy, but no, it's 2 energy. So you can just discard the Ignition. So that is absolutely fine. Just means we can do 280 whenever we want to. And if you need to do 310, for example, you could, of course, still inflict the burn using the Volcarona, and then also swing for 280. So that's always an option as well. So yeah, the Volcarona just allows you to discard a basic fire energy card from your hand and leave your opponent's active Pokemon burned. Super easy concept to grasp. There's really nothing that crazy about this. Volcanion EX is also a nice option, but Volcanion is a 2-prizer. It's also kind of fragile. And then you also have to run switches in the deck, and it gets a bit gets a bit iffy. I don't mind Volcanion. I think Volcanion's solid, but at the same time, I think Volcarona is honestly just a bit more consistent most of the time. And it kind of forces your opponent into a path where they have to KO Mega Camerupt, or they have to start boss carrying these 1-prize Pokemon, which can get a bit frustrating, for your opponent. So I think Volcarona works out really nicely. In that sense, though, it is from a special set, the black set. I think it's black and white from, that one. Yeah, that set, basically, the special one. So it is kind of annoying to get a hold of. I own 1 of these IRL, but I might try and pick up a few more of these and try and build this. But, it can be a bit annoying to build this sort of thing IRL. They also play 4 of the Numel. There is the one with a Call for Family, which isn't terrible. But this one's also really decent because it has the ability Incandescent Body, which just says if it's damaged by an attack, or even if it's KO'd, the attacking Pokemon is now burned. So it just means that you can get the burn effect without having to have the pressure of actually having a Volcarona set up, basically. So that's really nice. Just means if you whiff a Larvesta turn 1 or something, it's likely that your opponent swings into Numel, maybe knocks one out, sadly, but then they get burned anyway, so you can just swing them back with Roasting Heat, or go for Volcanic Meteor. So, that's cool. We'd also play the single prize Camerupt, which I haven't had to use at all in any of my games so far, but it is here as a fun little option. It's basically just Mega Camerupt, but a single prize version of it, so it's really sweet. But yeah, Roasting Burn for a single fire does 110, and if your opponent's active Pokemon isn't burned, this attack does nothing. So, bit of a shame, but can be used to take out Crustle, which is cool. And then Power Stomp for a fire and 3 colors does 170, and look at that, you have to discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. So yeah, it's very, very similar to Mega Camerupt, but it's just there to give you a single prize trade. Although you could also use Fan Rotom as a good single prize attacker in the early game. So, that's another way of doing 70 damage if you really wanted to. The deck is also playing a 3-3 line of the Dunsparce as the main draw engine, so that's nice and cheap. I will say this, though, I kind of miss Free Retreat Dunsparce. The list was running 1 of the Free Retreat and then 2 of the regular, but to be honest, I do kind of miss this one with Free Retreat. I know it's 10 extra HP, but Free Retreat's just so much easier to work with sometimes. So yeah, some food for thought. It's not crazy or anything, but I just thought it was worth mentioning. But yeah, also something I wanted to mention just before I forget, Mega Camerupt is sadly weak to water, so If you're going to build this deck, I'd recommend building it before we actually get the Chaos Rising set, which is the set that's coming out later on this month, actually, featuring Mega Greninja EX. Now, sadly, Mega Camerupt will get the buff of Peaking Red card, so that's cool at least. But sadly, Mega Greninja will hit you for weakness and just blow you off the face of the earth, basically. So, something to bear in mind. So I definitely recommend playing this before Greninja comes out. I don't think Greninja will be like as good as maybe I thought it was going to be, but still at the end of the day, there'll be people, messing around with it and stuff. So at the very least, there might be a lot of Beedrill EX at you on the ladder. So that'll be easy to one-shot. But at the same time, I think Mega Camerupt won't be doing too good against Greninja, sadly. But yeah, as for the trainers, we have a pretty basic layout. It's a very simple deck to play, actually. There's really nothing that crazy in the trainers. Like, we've got Maximum Belt, so we can do a lot of damage with our main attacks, which is cool. We do also play 3 Wally's Compassion, actually. That's like another key piece to this. Heal damage for one of your Mega Evolution Pokemon, and if you healed any damage in this way, you have to return all the energy. But that's not terrible, because it just means if, say like Mega Lucario, right, swings into you for 270, it's like, well, that's a lot of damage. I'm about to be 2-shot. I'm just going to heal all of it with Wally's and then reattach energy and roasting heat, So that's a logic behind it. It obviously doesn't have any synergy really with Volcanic Meteor. So if you do want to set up that kind of play, then you do have to bear it in mind. So sometimes you have to decide, is it worth it to attach a triple acceleration and go for the 280? Or is it worth it to just Wally's and starve off another turn, basically? But, it'll matter more in the situation, depending on what it is. So, that's something worth bearing in mind. The deck is also playing 2 Gravity Mountain, just to decrease HP of stuff like Grimmsnarl and Dragapult, which is nice. We also played 2 copies of Boss's Orders for some gust effects, 2 copies of Hilda, which is really nice, just allows you to find a Camerupt, a Volcarona, or a Dunsparce, and also find you a triple acceleration energy or basic fire, depending on what you need that turn. Also got Lana's Aid to recycle some stuff if it gets discarded, 4 Lilies for that all-important draw, and then 1 Lucian for some funny disruption, which is funny. Like, it just is funny. Like, you could just play Harlequin if you wanted to, but, I respect Lucian. Lucian's cool. Yeah, 4 Pokégear, 4 Poké Pad, 4 Poffin, 4 Ultra Ball, very consistent. And we're talking about Maximum Belt. So it's a very consistent list. The last thing to talk about really is the energy: 6 fire, 3 triple acceleration. It's just like, yeah. So it's a very simple list to grasp. It's just like, can Camerupt survive in this format, which is notorious for being very, very spread damage focused. Like, there's maybe an argument to play Shaman in here just to protect your single prize guys, but yeah, other than that, a very fun deck, I'm sure. But we'll have to see how this one goes. But yeah, let me know what you think about Camerupt down below. We'll be giving it a go. And yeah, thank you for watching. So it looks like we're up against Mr. Pringles Man himself, Gelatin TX, which could be a bit of a problem. We can't play any more items, I guess, which kind of sucks. But at the same time, we'll have to see what my opponent does here. They do use Energy Search Pro, which is an interesting choice of ace spec for sure. Does suggest that they are playing a variety of energy, but they did only get 2 there, so I'm not super scared just yet. But yeah, they will be able to knock out Numel, but they will take the damage for the burn, which is nice at the very least. So hopefully we can get away with some good coin flips here. So yeah, I would like them to stay burned, please. That would be good. If we can stay burned, then that'd be great. If not, then we can always try and find a triple acceleration energy. Which, to be fair, we might just want to do anyway. Because, alright, they recover from the burn. Yeah, okay, so I see how it is. I might just do then Camerupt, and then we shall Hilda for a, not a Dunsparce apparently, my goodness, Volcarona, I guess. Sure beans, and then we will Ignition. So sadly we don't have any other attackers, but we're in an okay spot here, because I can just go ahead and take a KO. So we'll say goodbye to Jellicent, and we'll discard that. That's fine. So we then get 2 prizes. And we just really want to see more basics, but 2 prizes turn 2 is pretty good. We unfortunately didn't get any Dudunsparce off the prizes, which is a bit of a shame. We also need to find some Numel and Larvesta. That would be good. So here comes a Lopunny. Bit of a problem for us. So Lopunny will be able to two-shot, which kind of sucks. They do have the Meowth as well. I wouldn't mind being hit by a Disruption supporter of some description if it meant we got to draw some better cards than this. But yeah, we currently do need to have like a bit more of a board presence because we need Volcarona set up and we also need the Camerupt set up. So that looks like a new Jellicent line that they want to establish. And here comes Steven's Metagross. So I'm guessing they want to attack with Stevens this turn? I'm assuming so. Although probably Lopunny, right? And then just switch. We'll see though. I can't remember if they've flipped the script or not. I don't think they have. So they can still draw 3. Oh, fair enough. Well. Okay, we do get a Numel. But I think what we're going to do here is just do what we just did, but do it again. So we'll just do that. And yeah, we will do that, I believe. And we might want to use this. Will we want to use this? Unlikely. It could be fodder for a turn, actually. Nah, we'll be fine. Alright, Volcanic Meteor, goodbye. Skadoosh. Discard that. So unfortunately, we do lose Camerupt, but we didn't really have another play in that situation, so may as well just remove Metagross. Okay, we do finally get a Dunsparce off the prizes. Good. Thank goodness, because we are in a bit of trouble next turn. We really don't have a lot of stuff. Alright, here's Jellicent coming to be a bit annoying. They do have a Lopunny as well, so Lopunny's going to be a bit of a problem. But hey, if we top deck Hilda, we can just bonk Jellicent if they choose to attack with it, so there's that at the very least. I'm assuming they'll have like a switch though. They've got to be playing switches in this, there's no way. Although deck space might be a bit tight, I don't know. Lopunny's a good idea though, because it deals with Crossle. I thought about playing Lopunny and Mega Camerupt actually, but we do kind of have Baby Camerupt for Crossle. Boss, how dare you. Can you not? I mean, okay. So if we top deck Wally's, that would be good. And they do also get burned here, which is cool. If we just had like a Volcarona setup, we could potentially try and just dig for a boss. And do things that way, but... yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. Yes. Yes. I mean, I don't think it matters actually which one we promote. Right, stay burned. Do me a favor. No, Steven, no. Okay, they heal from the burn. Fine. So be it. Another Volcarona, not useful at all. We can evolve here though. And we can also just bench this guy. But we will draw some cards first. Cool, I guess. We can, we can't play the Pokégear, so we can't like Wally's or anything. So we'll bench Larvesta, we'll bench the Dunsparce. We may as well Lana's Aid. Seems a bit pointless to do that right now, but I think we need to do this. Yeah, we'll get these guys down. I will put an energy down here. Yes. I will do that. And yeah, we sadly can't do anything else. I suppose I could have run away to Rotom, but to be honest, I don't think we're in like a bad spot or anything, so we're not in a bad spot. We still just like need some stuff and we're okay. Okay, so Big Boy Jellicent is gonna maybe knock us out, or like surely they just retreat here. I think they'll probably retreat. All right. I mean, Metagross is cool and everything, but he is also weak to fire. So if they want to use Metagross, I don't know why they're not just using Lopunny. Like, Lopunny still two-shots us, and yeah, but okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Right. Heart of the cards. Not even going to promote Dunsparce. This is why you play the free retreat one, by the way, guys. You should play the free retreat one. Wally's Compassion, a turn too late. All right. We will do Camerupt. And we can't Pokégear. I forgot about that. Okay, we can't do Pokégear. I was going to say we could maybe Pokégear for a Hail Mary like Hilda play, but we can't do that. I will bench this. Just actually... Nah, it doesn't matter. I think this is like the last turn anyway, so... Yeah, we will just Lilies. My opponent's down to 1 prize anyway, so... Huh. Well, that also works, I guess. Torrid Scales. So yeah, kind of anticlimactic, but we did get there in the end. Just took a little bit more than I thought. I'm also just very surprised my opponent just didn't just choose to use Lopunny, which is a very good card in that situation.